And of course, the enemies just get tougher.
Should be pretty quick, unless we find trouble.
Pretty quick unless we find trouble, eh? Something tells me we're probably gonna find trouble. Like that, for example. It's gotta be one of the big guys. That looks like a Reaper that is 2 kilometers long.
Took out a frigate. Man, how many people? Oh my god. Would you look at that?
Yeah, that doesn't look good. Alright, I think that is a point of no return.
Damn it. Look at Palavin. That blaze of orange. The big one. That's where I was born.
That's rough. Still have family there?
My dad. A sister.
How bad is it?
3 million lost the first day. 5 the second.
How's your military holding up?
Look around. That should give you some idea.
You're putting up a good fight.
For now. But how long does it take before the fight's kicked out of you? If they'd only listened to your warnings about the Reapers, we might have been ready.
It's
Maybe.
true.
Hard to figure how you prepare for something like this.
Also true. And we do have a datapad here, but I mean, of course, we were warning people about the Reapers dating all the way back to Mass Effect 1, and that was when they dismissed the claim, and had we been actually preparing in full for the 2 or 3 years in between Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 3, and things might have fared a little bit better, but I'm afraid that was not the case this time, and so we were caught on our back foot. Actually, there might be... Hold on. We got the credits there. Just want to make sure. There might even be a little bit more here, too. Did I miss something? Let's keep our eyes peeled. Might not have passed it yet, but we got the credits. Garrus, meanwhile, is taking point. I mean, that is in many ways kind of James's responsibility as the tankiest member of the team right now. We would kind of prefer James to be doing that, not Garrus, but we shall see. Garrus is heading over there, but like, here we've got ammo, and grenades as well. We have not really had to use any thus far. Oh, but we got some enemies now. We do have some enemies now. Okay. We had some in front of us, we had some behind us. But away they go.
Shit, I hate those things. And New York is crawling with the creepy bastards? I never should have left Earth.
Yeah, but then again...
Leaving the fight just pisses me off.
Okay, fair enough. Leaving the fight is tough.
Leave the fight to make nice in some boardroom.
This summit is the only chance we've got. None of us is beating the Reapers alone.
I thought there was an upgrade that we might have missed. I thought it was going to be maybe just after those Reapers, or after those Husks, but... hold on. So I want to make sure, as I was saying before, in some cases, if you miss something on a mission, you can purchase it back at the Spectre terminal on the Citadel, but I'm not sure if that includes absolutely everything, or if that's mostly just saved for the really big, important stuff. Like, you know, if you miss a quest-related item that you quite literally cannot complete something unless you have it, then, you know, that's where you get that stuff. Whereas, you know, if you get a nice-to-have, but not a need-to-have thing, like some kind of weapon upgrade, then... That was the data pad we picked up. But if you miss one of those types of things, then, you know, you just don't get the chance to buy that back. You just miss it permanently. Is it this far back? Well, now we've dropped down here and we can't go back there. So yeah, you know what? I suppose we'll proceed, and I'm hoping that I just am forgetting exactly where this thing is, and we haven't actually encountered it yet, but I could be wrong. Don't think it's going to be the highest priority of upgrades for us if we do in fact miss it, but we'll just keep our eyes peeled. And worst comes to worst, you know, it'll be our test for that theory. You know, if you do miss one of these just sort of weapon upgrade type things, can you still purchase that from the Spectre terminal at the end of the mission if you missed it, or is that the type of thing that you miss it and you ain't getting it back? That would be good to know. Obviously, you'd prefer to pick it up on the mission because that means you're getting it for free, whereas if you miss it and you have to buy it from the Spectre terminal, then that means you're paying for it, so you are definitely not going to... you would like to not have to do that. If we could actually, like, do this, though. Alright, so we're heading in that direction. Try to get to the general. Just keeping our eyes peeled for that upgrade in question, or other enemies, of course. None showing up on our map at the moment, though, but that looks like the team we're trying to reconvene with. Anything here at this area? I mean, more ammo. But as I was saying, I still don't think we fired our weapon once in this mission. That may be our long-term gauge of how things are going. So these are guys.
Soldier, you okay?
Yes, sir. We'll make it.
Have you seen General Victus?
Half hour ago. Headed south.
Okay, good luck.
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, while we're here, we can nab the medkit. Okay, this might have been the upgrade I was thinking of, this sniper rifle spare ammo. So, I think that's definitely a good sign we picked that up. That, I think, is what I was concerned we might have missed.
Troops in that crash, 50, 75?
Not sure. Sounds right.
Hard to see a beautiful ship like that go down.
Oh, that.
Mention the men serving on her.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should go. They said the Primarch was headed south.
Okay, let's actually change weapons. Oh, are we... Oh. Oh, that's the Shuriken. Oh, I do want the Predator, not the Shuriken. No, it has the nifty pistol that's handy for zooming in on stuff happening in the distance that people are talking about, but on this occasion, I think the Predator is still preferable for us in most situations. Ooh.
That was a little closer than I'd like.
I'll say.
Yeah?
No survivors. Damn it.
Crash like that is not surprising.
Yeah, I mean, they crashed pretty darn hard, so I suppose that is to be expected. Alright, guys. Come on. Come on. Let's see, is there anything else, ability-wise, that we want to make sure we activate in advance? Like, James has his fortification on, so that's good. We have the ammo effects on. Yeah, I think we are all primed and ready to go.
So, Loco, you really think this summit will work? I mean, Asari? Solarians? Where's the Krogan and Batarians? Where's the meat?
It's not that easy.
The Batarians took the first hit when the Reapers arrived. Not much left of them. And the Krogan have never forgiven us for the genophage.
Right. Turians sterilized them.
Solarians came up with it.
And the Krogan hate them both for it.
So they won't be joining us.
Too bad. I fought with a Krogan. They're tough sons of bitches.
Krogan ancient history. Well, we've heard a lot about that in Mass Effect 1 and in Mass Effect 2. Wow, this is actually the first we're hearing of the genophage, or at least first we're getting the codex entry for the genophage in Mass Effect 3. But that being the biomedic, or the biologically engineered, or the engineered bioweapon that the Solarians created, a species that we really haven't seen too much of yet, but then the Turians deployed, all to make it so that the Krogan, who were a very powerful and quickly expanding species, prevent them from reproducing at the rate they were reproducing so that they would no longer be capable of basically taking over the entire galaxy, because they were allies until there were so many of them that they began invading planets that Turians and Solarians and other had already colonized, and that became an issue. And so now they're almost entirely sterilized, and so they kind of don't forgive anyone for having done that to them, because they now generally believe that they are just a species that is doomed to go extinct. Another medkit here. Lots of time to get ammo and grenades back. Not a ton of enemies, though. But that may change. See, sometimes when we see those crashes, that has been an indication of enemies spawning in.
Double time. No Reapers taking this Primarch from me.
Right behind you.
Let's do it. Don't think there's much in the way of stuff over here. Clear the camp. Alright. So, now we have our fair share of enemies hanging out here, including this Marauder. As we were saying before, Marauders, one of the more challenging types of Reaper enemies that we've encountered, at least certainly thus far. So let's get rid of the shields, because that is the thing that makes them most difficult to deal with. We also have several cannibals over here. What I'm thinking is, the Marauder, yes, is the single most dangerous enemy, but especially when we've got all these cannibals right next to each other, throwing a singularity over there, and then detonating that singularity would be really nice. And if one of you guys could just knock down that guy while we're doing this so that we don't get clobbered in the meantime. That was not the skill I meant to use. That is the skill I meant to use. Yeah, he was not primed anymore, but fortunately the damage over time was sufficient to take him out. You started to see there, as you saw the sort of red swirly lines going, that is the effect that the Marauders can have, where they start to give the shields to their teammates. You just rolled out of the singularity. That's illegal. Okay.
Move into the compound. Moving.
Right behind you.
Move in we shall. But you might have caught it there. It's a very subtle sound. It's sort of like a very heavy breathing sound, which is actually the cue for brutes. Which I imagine, is one of the enemies we were seeing over here. We do have cannibals over here hanging out behind the cover. There's a couple of them at least. Maybe we start with them? Oh, they threw a grenade. Careful. I think they threw it on... Who's that over there? James? James, if you could fall back a bit. Meanwhile, we'll blow up these guys. And we should start focusing on this brute. So we can prime it with Singularity. Then we can warp it to detonate that Singularity, which deals a decent chunk of damage, and the warp does weaken the brute's armor, making it easier for our teammates, who are more the weapon damage types, to deal a bunch of damage to him. But no, he's not going down nearly as quickly as I would like right about now, so Garrus, if you could, just like, absolutely hammer home on this guy. So brutes are a good example of enemy that we would definitely consider using cluster grenades on. This is probably longer range than we'd like to do that from, though, because cluster grenades do spread out, and so it's hard to aim them. And the brute will charge at us potentially quite soon, because it is starting to get close. But down it goes, fortunately. Okay, and our friends are kind of sort of turning around, which makes me think that perhaps our enemy's back over there, but no, we have more over in this direction. So, let's see, we've got more Marauders, it seems. Just want to make sure there is not actually going to be anything that spawns behind us. Don't think so. There is a medkit over there, for what it's worth. I think there will be stuff for us to loot here when all is said and done. But we got more enemies to deal with for the time being. There we actually might have caught. For a brief second there, you could see the stun effect on that Marauder. Once again, though, might have just rolled out of our Singularity, which is extremely rude. So, I mean, we could try to go a different route here, and full is another option for priming you, and it's just a little bit faster than Singularity, so it is easier to set up if our enemies are being evasive like this. So, combo is not going to be quite as strong, but it is still enough to take him out. Okay, more enemies come in here, including but not limited to additional Marauders, it seems. So again, Garrus is our best answer against them, so I'd love if Garrus was perhaps facing the other direction. Again, to kind of sort of see the stun effect. Okay, that one we got with the Singularity, so we can follow up to make him go boom. Okay, there is another brute moving in here. You can see still has some ground to cover, so I think for the time being, let's try to focus on these Marauders. And then hopefully we take them out quickly enough that we have time to now set up a bit on this brute. I would love if you guys would, like, pay attention to that enemy there. So we're just going to spam our combos here with Singularity plus Warp, and you actually see there are two brutes this time round. We got rid of the first one. There actually, I believe, is a special weapon here that we can use that could prove helpful to us. Although, I mean, we're doing pretty well at the moment, dare I say, to the point where we might not need to rely on any special strats. Now, if the brute was close enough when that biotic explosion went off, then that actually could have dealt damage to him. Not sure if he was, though. Okay, Garrus and James, you might be a little too close to the brute right now. You might need to back up a bit here. He is almost down, yes. But in the interest of not losing you... There he goes, okay. So that brute is down. We still have more Marauders over here, though. Okay, yeah. So they are in some ways, the most dangerous enemy, because unlike the brutes, they do have a ranged attack. Did we get rid of that one? I guess we got rid of that one. Would have been mostly Garrus, though. Because we only Singularity it. Yeah, so like these guys can hit us from afar, whereas the brutes could not do that. So that is something that makes the Marauders a little more threatening. Now that you are shieldless, let's Singularity you. And take you out. Is that the last of them? It may have been. Not seeing any enemies showing up on our minimap right now. So maybe we take this opportunity real quick to look around, because, ooh, there are definitely some dead Turians, dare I say. But, I suppose that shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. I think there will be some things for us to loot around here. As long as we are not getting swarmed. No one's sneaking up behind us here. Might be a good opportunity to see if we can nab any of that stuff. Like, for example, over here, we have a sniper rifle enhanced scope. And then we have medkit, which means more experience. And that's enough to level up, so there you have it. Medkit's doing good stuff. Oh, there is still an enemy here. And it's a cannibal, so that's not a huge problem. Okay, now we are done with the encounter. Strangely enough, it was the cannibal that was the last one standing. But there you see, General Victus is down on the far side of this area here. Technically speaking, if you finish this encounter close to where General Victus is, you can get thrown straight into a cutscene and lose your opportunity to loot this area. So that is one of the reasons why I deliberately kind of stayed back in this section. So I wanted to make sure we got the chance to get this stuff. So I think that's everything over here. There might be a little bit more elsewhere, though. Like, I think I see a medkit over there, and perhaps some other stuff, too. We did level up, so we may want to take a look at what options we have for spending skill points. Can we go up here? I don't think so. Do not think so. Oh, was this the thing that I thought was a medkit? Kinda looked like one for a second. Oh, there we go. There's the medkit. So there's more experience. I mean, it's weird, but oftentimes it seems like the medkits are the things that are giving us more experience than anything else. So it is kind of important to make a point of picking them up. But yeah, no grenades needed this time. Fortunately for us. Let's see if there's anything else over here. Again, General Victus is over there. And you just want to make sure you don't get too close to him before you get the chance to loot, otherwise you might miss the opportunity to do the looting. And as we've already seen, there's a fair bit of stuff here. Question is that the last of it? Or is there anything hiding around here? Yeah, let's see. So we got some stuff by the beginning, and then... that might be it. We could not get stuck on that wall. Unless there's, like, something here pretty close to it. Well, there we go. Now we're getting pulled into this.
General Vids.
Yes?
I'm Commander Shepard of the Normandy.
Commander, I know who you are. I can't wait to find out what brings you out here. Vicarian, where did you go?
Heavy Reaper unit on the right flank. I believe your exact words were, "Get that thing the hell off my men."
Appreciated.
General, you're needed off planet. I've come to get you.
It will take something beyond important for me to leave my men or my Turian brothers and sisters in their fight.
Fedorian was killed. You're the new Primarch.
You're needed immediately to chair a summit and represent your people in the fight against the Reapers.
He's like, what?
I'm Primarch of Palaven, negotiating for the Turian hierarchy.
Yes.
I've spent my whole life in the military. I'm no diplomat. I hate diplomats.
And that's one of the weird things that happens in war, right? I mean, with all the casualties, especially in high positions, it means that it can really disrupt the ranks of the military, and in the case of the Turians, because the military is so closely related to their political system, because they're a meritocracy in which much of your merits are judged based on your military performance. If you lose a general, or in this case, a Primarch, in the fight, then you're probably, well, you are going to have a new Primarch, and perhaps even someone who may not have expected to be next in line at any point in time. So, I mean, as primarily a military guy, I kind of get the hesitation.
What makes you think you're not qualified?
I'm not really a by-the-book kind of guy.
It's a different world.
Piss people off. My family's been military since the Unification War. War is my life. It's in my bones. But that kind of passion is deceptive. Can make you seem reckless when you're anything but.
See, but the thing is, that might be exactly what we need right about now when we're fighting off against the Reapers.
War is your resume. At a time like this, we need leaders who've been through that hell.
I like that. You're right.
And honestly, uniting these races may take as much strength as facing the Reapers. See this devastation, Primarch? Double that for Earth. I need an alliance. I need the Turian fleet.
Give me a moment to say goodbye to my men.
Without him down here, there's a good chance we lose this move.
Without him up there, there's a good chance we lose everything.
Look at that. And they want my opinion on how to stop it? Failed CSEC officer, vigilante, and I'm their expert advisor? Think you can win this thing, Shepard?
Yeah, I don't know, Garrus. But I'm sure as hell gonna give it my best shot.
I'm damn sure nobody else can do it. For whatever it's worth, I'm with you.
Welcome aboard. Are you ready, Primarch Victus?
One thing. Commander, I appreciate your need for our fleets, but I can't spare them. Not while my world is burning. But if the pressure could be taken off Palaven...
That's a pretty tall order.
We need the Krogan. I can't see us winning this thing without them. Get them to help us, and then we can help you.
The Krogan.
Looks like your summit just got a lot more interesting.
The Krogan that we were just saying don't like us after we may have basically sterilized, or not we, but the Turians sterilized their entire species.
For being so frank, Commander, but your plan feels doomed to failure. We know. We've been there before.
But Madam Counselor, let me...
I'm not the only one that feels this way. The Solarian Dalatras is livid.
Some of these issues are hundreds of years old. Time to let go.
Perhaps. Still, we can't help but feel that this summit is a waste of your time, and we can't afford to have it waste ours. We must focus our attention on the arrival of the Reapers. So no, the Asari will not be at your summit.
Our alliance would be stronger with the Krogan. You need them. We all do.
Good luck, Commander, and goodbye.
Commander, Admiral Hackett's available on VidCom.
Okay, so we are now done with Priority Paladin. Primarch Fedorian of the Turian hierarchy has called a war summit that presents an opportunity. Unfortunately, Fedorian was caught in a Reaper attack on Paladin, and we tried to rescue him, but he was dead. So that means that Victus is now the new Primarch, and has told us that, hey, if we can give him a little hand, taking some pressure off Paladin, then maybe we can get some support from the Turians, which are theoretically the strongest component of the Citadel military, or Citadel species military. So that's definitely some support we'd like to have. Get some additional funding as well. And let's talk to Hackett.
Commander, have you retrieved the Primarch for your summit?
Yes, sir. But the Asari are staying on the sidelines.
They'll regret that. The time for unity is now.
The Solarians will be there, though.
You don't sound very optimistic.
We expect the Krogan will be joining us, too.
I see. Well, then you've got your hands full, Commander. Was there something else you needed to discuss?
And that's interesting that of all people, or all species, not to be at this diplomatic meeting, it is the Asari who are supposed to be the diplomats of the galaxy, the people who, because of their long lifespan, can see the long-term perspectives and keep that big picture in mind and use that to keep cool, keep calm, and come to the right diplomatic solution when other people are perhaps a little too quick to anger, and that is exactly the opposite of what they are doing right now, which just seems a little ironic. But let's see, what else can we learn from Hackett here? So, I mean, how are things going on Earth?
Have you pieced together how the Reapers hit Earth?
It wasn't all that complicated, really. They surged through the relays and hit Arcturus Station before we knew what was happening. From there, it was a short jump to the Sol system. Earth didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, in that case, I suppose definitely a good thing that we got to Mars when we did.
Sending us to the Mars Archives was a good call.
Still doesn't make up for the fact that the Reapers nailed us to the wall. I sacrificed the entire Second Fleet to provide cover for the Third and the Fifth to retreat. Hell, I presided over the most devastating military defeat in human history.
Yeah, but I don't think humans have ever faced a force quite like this. So, I mean, with that in mind, what is our strategy right now?
How do you see us winning this war, Admiral?
By making you the tip of the spear.
I'm flattered, but the Normandy's just one ship.
And a fast one. You can move quickly, hit a target, and leave before the enemy has time to react.
That may be, but I'm not sure that one ship is going to be a difference maker in this entire war. There's a whole lot of those big Reapers out there, and Normandy can't deal with all of them. So, what about the Prothean device that we recovered on Mars?
Has your analysis of the Prothean device turned up anything?
The hour appears to be right. It's a weapon of some sort. A big one. Beyond that, we really can't say, other than it's going to be a hell of a thing to try and build.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of risks might that entail, though? As we were talking about when we first uncovered it, it may be an extremely powerful weapon, but, you know, to build it not knowing what it truly is, and then just use it and cross our fingers and hope that it doesn't explode on us all, then, you know, it's definitely a big risk.
Do you You think it's risky? Building something like this when we don't even know what it does?
To be honest, the thing scares the hell out of me, but the Reapers have forced our hand. 2 centuries ago, scientists faced the same problem in the Second World War. They weren't sure what the atomic bomb might do. Some thought it could even ignite Earth's atmosphere, but they did it anyway.
Yeah. Desperate times may call for desperate measures. What about the status with Cerberus? Because, of course, they were the ones that were providing much of the resistance on Mars, not the Reapers. So Cerberus seems to be making matters a little bit more complicated.
Any updates on Cerberus?
They're still the wild card here. Hitting the archives on Mars suggests they're after the same thing we are. A way to defeat the Reapers.
It didn't seem as if the Elusive Man was suggesting we appease them. Not like Saren did. You'd think we'd be on the same side, now more than ever.
Cerberus has never played by the rules as we know them. I don't know what their agenda is, but it has nothing to do with humanity's best interests.
Despite that theoretically being what the purpose of Cerberus is supposed to be. But, I mean, at least if we're taking the Elusive Man's word for it, apparently it is controlling the Reapers, something that seems impossible based on everything that we've seen and heard and experienced over the course of Mass Effect 1, 2, and even the early stages of Mass Effect 3.
The Elusive Man talked about controlling the Reapers. He seemed to think that's how we win this.
He's wrong. Dead Reapers are how we win this.
Doesn't mean he won't try.
I saw your report on that Cerberus soldier you found on Mars. If the Elusive Man is good at one thing, it's finding new ways to subvert science. It's never worked for him before, and it won't now.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the Cerberus trooper that had the distinct blue Reaper eye, like glowing blue Reaper eyes, and then sort of like blue scars by his eyes as well. So it did not look good. If Cerberus is truthfully experimenting with Reaper technology, that can only end in one thing, and that is disaster. But it seems like that's everything we can ask Hackett about here.
Nothing more, sir.
Keep me posted. Hack it out.
Okay, so that is the latest from Hackett. And now, if we head over to the war room, we can see we have Primarch Victus is now hanging out here. So he has left Manet and Paladin and is here on the Normandy with us.
Commander, thank you for allowing me the use of your ship, and for going along with this plan. Garrus said he had to attend to the Normandy's weapons systems. Something about calibrations.
Sounds like Garrus. I'm sorry to say the Asari Counselor won't be joining us. She thinks there's too much bad blood with the Krogan.
She may be right, but there'll be a lot more blood. Real blood, if we don't try.
When you put it that way.
The sooner we have this summit, the sooner we'll know. Is there something else I can help you with?
Let's see, can we ask you about anything else with... I mean, you are now the Primarch, you are now the top-ranking Turian on all of the... or in all the Turian hierarchy. I mean, unless you want to say the Turian Counselor, but that's more the Citadel, or the... That's not Turian specific. That's more galaxy-wide government in that case.
How is it being the Primarch?
Not what I imagined. The battle of all time is happening on Palaven, and I'm light years away, reading casualty reports in the millions. If I'm going to die, I want to be with my men, so there's no doubt we fought to the last soul.
Yeah, you know, it is kind of odd for us, also as a soldier, to be playing politics right now rather than being on the front lines, but then again, you know, if one of our greatest strengths is the influence that we have on other races, other species, other militaries, and we can find a way to unite our forces, then that may actually be our best use in this war.
I understand. Leaving Earth to save it. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done.
I'm not surprised. Garrus speaks highly of you. You never asked to be a leader, yet your people will die if you refuse. We find ourselves in similar circumstances. Let's hope the spirits grant us the strength to see it through.
Okay, so that's about his new duties as the Primarch. And, of course, we only just left Palavin and Manet, but I suppose we can see what kind of status he has on it.
How are things on Palavin?
The casualty reports are staggering. The Reapers are using our own tactics against us. Destroy the enemy with overwhelming force.
I've seen the same on Earth.
The strategist in me admires their brutality. The Turian in me knows I'm watching the destruction of 15,000 years of civilization. My civilization.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to watch. But by the way, hey, you know, there is a bit of a battle happening on Earth as well. By any chance, would you be able to spare some Turians to help us out with that?
I understand this is a difficult time for you, Primarch, but Earth can't survive without reinforcements. Can I still count on your help?
If the Krogan help us on Palavin, then I give you my word.
Alright, so that's the deal. We need Krogan support to help out the Turians on Palavin, to relieve some pressure off of them, and then if we can do that, then maybe he'll send some Turians to help out the humans on Earth.
Thank you, Primarch. My thoughts are with Palavin.
And mine with Earth.
Alright, so let's see. Other than that, I mean, we can check our war terminal here to see if we've gotten any major updates on our war assets, but not really. It is still quite low right now, but it is still certainly early days. Anyone else we want to chat with in here? I don't really think so. I think we can head out now.
Commander, Edie just went offline.
What do you mean, offline?
I don't know, she's not responding and I can't access the AI core diagnostics. You better get down to deck 3.
Okay. Something's happening here. Let's see, any...
Comm systems are going haywire. Whatever's happening is centered on deck 3.
See if
Okay.
you can get to Edie. I'll check the AI core.
So yes, there are updates from Trainer in that case.
I'm trying to restart the systems, but something's blocking me. Whatever's happening, it's taken Edie offline.
Okay. Can we even access our private terminal here? We can. Let's take a look at this real quick before we do so. So, meet me in Purgatory from Arya. I have a proposition for you, Shepard. You won't want to pass it up. I'm in a nightclub. Sure. No, that's, you know, we could use some time to sit back, relax, and forget about the whole thing where Reapers are attacking the entire galaxy. No. On the Citadel called Purgatory, okay? Don't make me wait too long. So, alright, Arya, of course, being the... not so much the leader of Omega as much as she is Omega, at least based on what she told us in Mass Effect 2, Omega being a different style of hub area relative to the Citadel. Citadel, of course, being the hub of the galaxy, the more wholesome place where, you know, people lawfully abide by the rules, hopefully, most of the time, and live in peace and harmony, hopefully, most of the time. Omega kind of the opposite. But, so Arya wants to meet up with us. That is something we'll definitely want to take a look at. Probably not immediately, but sometime in the, okay, relatively distant future, to be honest with you. But, let's see. Me, a Spectre? From Ashley Williams, Commander. I don't know how to say this. Udina wants me to be a Spectre. Crazy, I know. I'm not a big fan of Udina, but he can make the Spectre thing happen. He's pressing me for an answer, but I don't know what to tell him. I'm too sore to get out of bed, and this gets dropped on me? I don't think I'm... I told him I'd think about it. If you find yourself near the Citadel, drop by the hospital. I'm getting a little stir-crazy here. Ashley. Okay, so obviously, Ashley, remember, got her head bashed into the wall repeatedly by a super-powered robot, and has been in the hospital since then. We paid her a quick visit, but she was unconscious at the time, so it didn't seem like she was in great shape then, but, I mean, seems to be up and at least writing messages now, so that's a good sign. So hopefully her recovery is going well. We'll definitely want to pay her a visit once we get back to the Citadel. Then we have a help request from... Sender is blocked. Commander, my name is Jodun Bao. I'm with Special Tactics and Recon. Which is, well, that is a significant group. It is, see, is that Special Tactics Recon? Is that Spectre? Or is that S... Yeah, it is. It is. While some still have concerns about your past activities with Cerberus, many of us... No, ST and R? So I'm getting it mixed up with, STG, which is the Solarian elite group that is sort of like a secret agent group that's similar to the Spectres, but Solarian specific, although, yeah, that's STG, not STNR. But, let's see. So, took your warnings about the Reapers seriously. I'm reaching out to you because I have information that could tie agents with significant political power to the Reapers. If you have time to meet me in the Citadel Embassy, I'd appreciate your discreet assistance. Sincerely, Jodun Bao, STG. Okay, STG, there it is. STNR. So yes, definitely a Solarian in that case, and working for, what is it, Solarian Task Group, I think is what STG stands for, and again, basically the elite military secret operatives, hence the secrecy here. And then, is this address valid? Shepard. I've called and I've sent messages, but gotten no response. With Earth's comm system out, I don't expect this will get through, either. But I heard a rumor that Normandy docked here at the Citadel. Are you alive? I'm at Puerto Memorial Hospital under the name Tenor Noira. Please excuse the moniker and this email's encryption. In my line of work, it is unwise to advertise my location, particularly when I'm not in good health. We should meet before circumstances force us to part again. Thane. Oh, well, that's a familiar name. Of course, teammate back from Mass Effect 1, but says he's not in good health. He did, of course, survive our mission at the end of Mass Effect 2, but remember that he had a terminal illness, Kepral syndrome, which he was saying he was in the later stages of. Back in Mass Effect 2, he said he'd get by and didn't need to worry about him too much, but did seem as though he was still perhaps not that long for this world, and now seems as though that could very well be the reason why he's saying here that his health is not great. Then we have an urgent message from Admiral Hackett. I mean, we're just speaking to him, but Commander, there's an Alliance researcher working on the Citadel named Dr. Garrett Bryson. I need you to meet with him right away. Dr. Bryson has uncovered important new information about Reapers that could have direct bearing on the war. I'm officially directing you to support his efforts at the first possible opportunity. Please visit Bryson's laboratory on the Citadel at once. So, this, as well as the message from Arya, are actually two references to missions that were originally in Mass Effect 3 DLCs, but now for Mass Effect Legendary Edition have been rolled up into the base game. So, they are things that, especially in this case, even though Hackett is trying to emphasize the urgency, we probably are not going to rush into them just yet, because from a narrative perspective, probably makes a little more sense for us to do them a little later on. Then we have Omega Come See Me. Oh, this one's from... Wait, hold on. What was... Yeah, that was Arya. This is also Arya. Omega Come See Me from Arya. Shepard, I have something important to discuss with you. It's sensitive, so we'll need privacy. I'll arrange for that soon. In the meantime, come see me on the Citadel in the aptly named Purgatory. I have a few ideas for your war. So I think the first one, the whole meet me in Purgatory thing, might technically be independent from this DLC that I'm alluding to, whereas this one probably is having to do with that DLC. It's just saying, hey, by the way, I was already on the Citadel anyway, so just talk to me there first. So, in that case, maybe we will chat a little bit with Arya on the Citadel. We just won't pursue that much.